Good morning, Warriors. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2, the 1% Club. It is getting nice and cold, my friends, in the Midwest. We at 20 degrees. It's now getting wintertime, and I, for one, love it. I love it. It's near Christmas time, which is nice, too, Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys doing well today, and I appreciate all the great comments, the message you guys are sending me are wonderful. A lot of great things that I want to comment on, and a lot of different subject materials for next few weeks, at least, maybe up to a month that we have information. So, God bless you guys, and I hope everything is going well. Please keep going with the comments, subscriptions. I think we're at 850, something like that. So I'm very blessed about that. As equally blessed, and I'm at about 896 days, no FAP, so we're getting close to 900, so we'll probably end up doing one with that as well, and so that's greatly appreciated, all the things you guys are doing for that, and helping with, encourage me, inspire me to kind of keep going and doing things, and saying that you guys appreciate the videos and all that kind of stuff. So please go ahead and comment, and if you feel your heart is in that direction with the economy and everything we have, and you want to donate, that's wonderful as well. But that's not really the reason I'm doing this. I'm doing it to get the information out. And Fresh Start asked me how old I am. I think he asked me. Maybe he was asking the other commenter. But if he's asking me at Fresh Start, I'm 61, and so I've been blessed to live 61 years on this great earth, and hopefully we'll continue living a lot longer as we're doing the Fountain of Youth stuff and Semen Retention. So, okay, guys. So today, and I want to also make a comment and kind of talk about this as we do this. Dr. Von Life Investing. He's on a street. He talked about the fact that he had an issue, and so now he's going to start again with his energy. And it is kind of a tough situation for us to continue to keep on this road, and we're gonna go and relapse. I mean, I did that for 40 some years, so I'm a good one to talk about that issue. And don't beat yourself up, don't be sad, not that you're doing that, but not that you're doing that, Doc, but I mean, you don't need to, I guess I'm saying, don't look at it as a negative. Yes, you did relapse. We all relapse all the time. But let's go ahead and kind of focus on the good part of this. You're aware of all this, which a lot of people are not. I mean, that's why we're the 1% Club. And so you're ready in God's word and purpose, because you recognize that this is important. 2, you've had a streak. I think you said 40 days, somewhere around there. And so that's wonderful. So keep going with that. That's a positive. And also the fact that you've been able to do this for a period of time, and you understand the benefits and all that. So now it's just a matter of saying, okay, we all fell back. I've done it thousands of times, and now you keep going. Try another streak. And so you're in this next streak, I found, is actually longer and better, and you'll continue to grow and do that. So thank you for being honest and commenting, guys, when you break a streak, and but don't beat yourself up. Don't don't say, you don't need to put negative words to it, because really, you're blessed as I am to be able to be in that position where you understand the importance of this. It's just a matter of kind of following through with it. And we're all all people who sin. We sin. God forgives us. He knows we're trying the best we can, and do the best you can. As long as you're not purposely trying to kind of get those birds to lay in your nest up there, and you're trying to fight this battle every day, God will give you support. He will give you those types of weapons to use against the evil one, and continue doing that. And I fully believe that. I believe that God gives you what you need to have at a particular moment. And the reason why, Doc, you're in this position is because God wants you to be there and to understand this. And so you're going through this journey, ups and downs, like I did for many years, and just continue working with it and continue doing it. So But thanks for all you guys commenting. Some people have commented how long their streaks are. Some people have commented they relapsed. This is all good in the long run, my friend, because what you're learning is learning how to control yourself. And it took me a long time, 40 some years, but I finally got to the point where I recognized and I was able to figure out this puzzle of life, that at least to some degree, not totally, obviously I don't know a lot of God's mysteries and things like that, but this part of life, this is a lot clearer to me now than it was many years ago. So keep going, my son. That's why I always say battle on. Every day is a new day, to a wise word, and I keep saying that because it is. And you just got to keep fighting with it and working with it every day and keep the battle going. Now our topic, it kind of relates to this one a lot. It's the idea that the universe always seems to kind of favor the person who's on semen retention. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, and I've seen this over the last, especially over the last 896 days, that somehow you just seem to get lucky. Things happen to you much easier than you were before. It's almost like you're a magnet creating things to you. And I believe there's a reason for that, and I believe that's very true. I think as you look at your life, if you're losing energy all the time on a continuous basis, and we got people out there, they're losing their energy, 3-4 times a day, 10 times, 12 times a week, and they're weak as puppies. They're not strong warriors. Would you want to go to battle with someone who's in that kind of situation? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't want that person on the front lines battling, right? Because they're not very strong. And so the universe understands this too. The universe understands when you're not very strong, you're not going to attract those things to you. I believe, my personal belief, goes back to the law of attraction that I taught and researched with for years. And that's the matter that you're going to attract like things to you because of your energy. Your energy, we can go talk about physics again and talk about, protons and neutrons, all these other kind of things. But when you're focusing on this, you're kind of looking at trying to create energy that's similar. And what you're really saying is that the energy that's similar to you will connect to you when you're out there. And this is why what happens to you is that if you're unhappy, if you're mad, angry, you'll draw that to you from other people. That's why you have to try to monitor and control your behaviors more. Because as you control your behaviors more, you attract those behaviors. That's why people who tend to be attractive people will search out for other attractive people, because it's almost like a mind mentality. Now, I believe a lot of this happens at the subconscious level, not as much as the conscious level. But let's be honest about it. When people talk about mating, for instance, and you may not talk about this, but behind the scenes, subconsciously, men and women think about this all the time. What will my children look like if I mate with this person, or have children with this person, or be with this person? How do I look when I'm with this person? All those type of things make a big difference in how you present yourself and how you attract people to you. Now, what does this all got to do with semen retention? Well, of course, when you're on retention, you are keeping all your nutrients, vitamins, everything you have that's making yourself strong. You're keeping all those things within you. And now your battery's at full charge. You are as strong person as you can be. And because of that, now you end up then being able to draw people to you. Like battery can draw energy from other batteries. I know that's an analogy, but that I just thought about that one. I'm not totally sure if that's correct. I gotta think about that a little bit more. But it draws, right? It draws. And you're drawing people to you like a magnet, which I know that analogy is true. You're looking at the magnets as drawing you to the person. And so it makes sense. The more charged you are, the more energy filled you are, the more people with like energy is going to attract you. And chances are with people who are going to be high energy like you are, they're usually the people that get a lot of things done and accomplish things. They're looking for other like-minded, and in this case, energy like-minded, and maybe energy mind more than anything else, people to be able to associate with. If you find those people, they will notice you and they draw you out. If those are the types of people that you really want to kind of connect with, but they're very much like you. And behind the scenes, we're comfortable certainly with people of our own energy level. Ever seen a person that has no energy, a vampire sucker, with a person who has high energy? They don't stay together very long, because that person with low energy just can't deal with the high energy, and they're trying, in subconscious ways, probably trying to sabotage that person. And that's why I call them energy suckers or vampire suckers. Don't hang around people that suck your energy, emotionally or physically. And we've talked about that, I think, in other broadcasts about vampire suckers, and I kind of half tongue-in-cheek when I talk about it, but the idea is that they're sucking your energy one way or the other. And that's not what you really want to be in this part of your life as you're trying to go on your journey. You're making all the efforts to try to go ahead and be a strong person and retain. In the meantime, you got people around you who are sucking your energy dry, and so you're fighting a battle on 4 different fronts here, 3 different fronts, maybe 4 different fronts, who knows? And you don't want to get into that point where you're now battling everybody around you. So you have to kind of make that idea of saying, okay, unless it's a relative or someone you're with, you're going to have to try to deal with, this energy level, and trying to make sure you keep your energy level. And maybe you can bring the other person up, maybe you can't, but you can't really worry about that. You have to kind of focus on your own energy and being strong and continuing to kind of enhance who you are day by day and become that strong warrior that they talk about in the books and they talk about in history and lore and myth that you can become. And I believe you can do that by keeping on retention and keeping long streaks every time you get the chance. But the idea that you're going to the universe and people are in the universe, you're going to draw those people. The high energy you are, you're going to draw people who have high energy to you. And therefore, you're going to be able to find all these opportunities. In the world of love, obviously, if you want to have a partner, you're going to find someone that has as high energy as you are. All right? You're going to find someone, and opportunities will come around in the business world. And we'll talk about that with King Uche. I think that's the next one. I'll try to do that one over the weekend. But he's talking about business success, he was asking about. And so I want to focus on that one a little bit and how that actually happens. But you can create opportunities because people see the amount of energy you have. And those people who are really making those decisions at the business levels will be able to notice that. And they'll be able to give you opportunities. But if you're dull, if your battery's not charged, you're not going to get noticed as well. It's just kind of the way it is because people see who are the people out there getting things done. The same thing with teams that you're on. Coach knows when a person has high energy. Same thing when it comes to any kind of clubs, activities you're in. All those type of things go back to focus on who we are and how we relate to people. And I think we relate to people a lot more on an energy level than we think. And because of that type of thing, it's important to recognize how important retention is. If you can continue to retain and go on long streaks of retention, you will attract so many people to your life in many forms, in many ways, that you'll be wondering, why didn't I do this earlier? And for a lot of you guys in your 20s, that's important because you want to start this early. Don't wait until you're 57 like I did, or 58, whatever it was, and start it. It took me a long journey. Now, all of us don't have a chance. I mean, I had trouble with control, a lot of those things, and a lot of you guys are facing the same thing. This power that you have can be very overwhelming, and I've felt it. I've experienced it for many years. It's only now, as I'm into my 61st year on this wonderful world and wonderful earth, that I now recognize that I have a little bit better control. Not totally, but still better control. That's why I was off of monk mode at one time. I'm now back 100 days or something like that. These things will happen. This is why I'm going full monk mode, because I know in my case that I have to do the extreme to try to make sure that I don't fall back. And thinking about it as the first step, and then all of a sudden you're starting to imagine things and things like that, and you have to control that before it gets out of hand to the point where you can't stop it, and now you're releasing energy again. And so you have to kind of go back and do that. So, but the process, the idea, I will never, no matter if I release, and there's probably a great chance one day I will. But I think the idea is that until the last day you're on this earth with God, you want to get closer to God, you want to be with God, you want to experience all those type of things that the universe, and God in this case, I would say God is the universe, provides you. Those are the types of things that you can see because you have retention and you're becoming closer to God, because you're keeping that energy inside of you. You're not just shooting it off, right? And once again, God understands, we make mistakes. But the idea is that all those benefits that the world is giving you, and it's a whole different thing because you think a lot more positively, you're focused, you're not scared, you're not going to worry about these type of things because you have a long line of retention that's keeping you and all your nutrients within you. And because of that, you're able to handle any kind of depression. I haven't been depressed in a long, long time. I haven't been sick for a long, long time either. So it's way been past the maybe 5 years. I can't remember when the last time I even got sick. And those are the types of things that happen because of the Fountain of Youth stuff and Semen Retention, which is part of the Fountain of Youth stuff, which is the actual 6th exercise that it took me a long time to kind of figure out and master. But back in 1998, I started with the 5 rites of the Fountain of Youth, and it took me another 20 years to really figure out that the one I really needed was the 6th one, and it took me a while to actually buy into it. And so now I'm at the point where I'm not interested in releasing, and so it's very rarely that I even think about it unless something pops up, which once again we talked about. I think our man Jennings was talking about that. Those things are happening. You're going to have some energy. That's because you're transmuting it most of the time to other things. But I've had some recent ones, and I'll have to go back and look in the last couple days. But I know someone mentioned talking about make sure you're using the energy the right way, because we talked about that with Fabian. And I think it's right. I think it's a good point there. You have to, that the point is that you gotta use the energy in the appropriate way to be able to use it to transmute it. And that's important. All right, my friends. Well, this is ours for the morning. I hope you guys have a great time today. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk with you on the weekend, I'll try to do one before the weekend ends. But we'll try the best we can to kind of get the one with business success. King Yuche had a great comment with that. And please send forward any ideas, things you're doing. Once again, every day is a new day to a wise warrior. Keep the battle going. Continue to experience your benefits and continue to grow, and you will get closer to your creator, and you will be stronger to handle a lot of these things in the world right now that's going chaotic on us, and a lot of changes are going to happen. I feel it, and it's just a matter of time. So God bless you guys. Have a great day today. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you, I'll try to do one this weekend if I can, and surely we'll be back on Monday if not. All right, God bless you guys, and battle on.